Today, me and my buddy Thor, which is down here. Actually, wait, I've got McDonald's nuggets here. I'm gonna break down rig of the week. Now, if you're not sure on what rig of the week is, we'll go to my Instagram here. Swolabear Instagram page. I've opened the wrong thing. Production quality through the roof here. What are you laying down on the job for? Jeez. So go to Swolabear Instagram page. Hey, it's actually pretty good quality on the Logitech webcam here. See a couple posts every week. Well, I try my best. Every week I do rig of the week. We got this build here by this guy. His name is, shout out to Sim Racing Line is the one I posted. That's blurring. But either way, we're going to break down rig of the week. So I've showed off the rig. I always try and show off the best ones that I come across. And this one was a real, it is incredible. It's a whole room dedicated to sim racing. So it's not just the rig. But we are going to focus mostly on the rig. We're going to go through each individual part and add up at the end how much we think that Sim Racing Line has spent on this rig. So I'm going to go off US prices, and I have done the work of getting all the parts already previously to starting this video. But our buddy's sleeping on the job. Thor, come on. Chimkin Nugget. Chimkin Nugget. There we go. Not working on the job anymore. So without further ado, we'll lower this down to the corner and we'll start off. So the rig itself, I'll keep it here on my leg so I can keep a view of what exactly we're looking at. The rig itself, we're going to start with the frame, okay? So the chassis, it's hard to tell exactly because they're all aluminum profile. It's like 2x4 wood that you put together. You don't exactly know where the materials come from, but a lot of brands make it themselves, and chances are it's a SimLabs PX1, one of the most known of brands when it comes to sim racing. So we have this chassis here, and you can see that's in pounds. Like I said, we're trying to stay with US price. I think I said that anyway. So I've gone to the liberty of converting it. So we're looking at 758 United States dollar. So let's say 750 first of all. Moving on with the rig, we'll go into the wheel, probably the bit that everyone wants to know of the most. Now the wheel itself, actually if you zoom in right on the rig, it looks like it says Sim Experience along the top. So it may very well be this one, which is a good budget wheel, although it says it a bit more up. Maybe it has the version 1, or maybe a Simucube seems to have more of a boxy shape. So I don't think it's a Simucube, which is also really well known in the sim world. But here we have US price $9.99. So we've got the chassis and the wheel. Now with the chassis, actually, this is pounds. We've got to remember it's pounds because it's coming from the UK. So add $250 onto that for shipping. It might even be more than that, but we'll just say 1,000 instead of the 750 that we had. Now we have $9.99 for the wheel. And moving on, we'll look into seats. Now seats are hard one. The Sparko brand, I looked at a few different ones. We see a proper competition seat here. He did have the tag, so it's not the exact one. Here's another one. We can see that, it's around the $1,000 mark. He might have a replica, not certified race approved, which would save a couple $100. But for the time being, let's give him the, let's just say that it is real, okay? We'll add another $1,000 onto that. So we've got the sim so far. We have the seat. We have the wheel. And now let's get into the different peripherals, or the things that are also added on. You can see a handbrake and a shifter. Now I know the shifter is actually a Fanatec, not this, Fanatec Club Sport Sequential, $250 in the US. And the shifter, it's a bit hard to tell. It looks like, I've seen the brand around before. I couldn't remember exactly what it is. Luckily, the handbrakes are not entirely, they're not all that crazy to get. I think it's the Fanatec one here. Looks like he's bought a kit with a lot of things. So to add another 230 there for the handbrake, relatively all about the same price when it comes to handbrakes anyway. Then we can go on to the monitor itself. So monitors, he's got 3 of them, and they're actually, he told me exactly what they are, and I've typed them in. They're BenQ 31.5 inch He told me the code for it, EX3203R. Turns out they're 144 hertz FreeSync 2. So $500. I don't know how much shipping is going to be to the US. Times 3, so we've got 1,500. Okay, so that's a big bit of money for your monitors. We then have the speakers, surround sound system. Not exactly sure what brand it is here. I can't see a logo or anything, but any tower kind of speaker setup we could relatively say is about the same. Let's just say it's this one here. So $250, put it in the meter. It's probably more than that. It looks very good quality. It comes with a sub, maybe $350. Add another $100 for the sub. Would be a pretty good guess for the speaker system. He's got a little top mount as well there. Computer can't be overlooked. The computer would be as good as mine, if not even better. So I spent about $2,000 on this. And you can buy pre-built PCs that'll handle the same cost. So let's just add $2,000 onto that for a really good PC. It's probably running some pretty high-end parts to be able to run those three near 32-inch 144 hertz monitors. So we've got the whole rig set up. We've got the 8020 chassis, shifter, handbrake, the wheel. Well, when I say wheel, I mean the box. That leads us into the actual steering wheel itself is very close to this one. And if we go to the middle one, you can see there's Audi Sport Customer Racing. So it's officially Audi branded. You can probably find it if you type that in. This one's very close to it. And you can see the same shape, GT3 wheel, $1,200. And if it's Audi branded, chances are it's probably about the same price, $1,000, $1,200, whatever it may be. Also in the rig itself and the setup, if you look closely down at the pedals, we can't not give credit to the fact that he's got Svinskold. I can never get the word right. It's German brand. Everyone knows the high-end pedals. These are the ones that have, and he has the ultimates. I'm pretty sure just from the structure itself. Sprints is now really common, a little bit more budget friendly. We're still talking the thousands. But that's a set of they're all out of stock, mind you. That's how much they're sought after. So $1,100, if you do the conversion for that, we're looking at $1,262. And let's just add a round up to $1,300 for shipping. So $1,300 for some new pedals. We'll wrap up the whole build. Now we do have a couple of wheels on the side. He's a big Fanatec fan. You can see the wheels over here. He's got 5 different formula rims for Fanatec. They're all about $400 each. We're not going to put them in entirely into the video. It's just some he's been saving that up over the years. He's probably upgraded a few times. We got the mini fridge as well. We could add in, but just keeping it sim racing alone and the setup. Let's have a look at our prices now. So we have fancy dancy calculator. Get rid of this again. All right. This is going to be a lot of money. This is a high-end rig. So we'll work backwards. We had the pedals. Then we had the $1,200 for the, I can't even remember exactly what $1,200 was. I'll have to put it up on the screen exactly what it was. $2,000 for the computer. Then we got $350 for the sound. We got $1,500 for the monitors. We have $1,000 for the rig itself. We then have $230 for the can't remember what that was. $250. That was a shifter. That was a handbrake. That was a shifter. And then $1,000. And finally $999. We're looking at a $10,000 setup here. Pretty much on the point. I mean, price can never be exactly specific because you can get things on sale, you can get things second hand, shipping costs, where it was in the city compared to you, but that gives us a relatively good view at what kind of expense Sim Racing Line has gone to for this week's Rig of the Week. If you want your super rig or anything that's pretty decent and people would really see it as sim rig porn, they really want to watch that stuff, send it through to me and you might get featured on next week's Rig of the Week. Give me a follow on Instagram if you want to see more stuff like this, and I will see you guys next time.